I wish I had a bigger room. There's no possible way that a living thing can stay in such a tight space. You know I'm claustrophobic, right?
Well, I'm glad you feel that way. Since you obviously don't know, many animals are packed into tight spaces in feedlots.
Huh?
Take a look at this. This is where your food comes from. It's called a feedlot, and it's a mixed crop livestock farming. Feedlots are a way to house animals for commercial purposes or profit. As of 2012, about 3/4 of beef found in grocery stores came from feedlots with over 1,000 cattle. This is very tightly packed, since feedlots are only meant to hold 50 to 200 cattle. Even so, the cattle in feedlots are bigger, being bioengineered to hold more meat on them so that there would be more profit. Animals like chickens have experienced this too. Because of the immense weight that they are carrying, their knees may fail on them, and they won't be able to support themselves. You're probably wondering why this matters. Well, this is a problem that could affect you, so I'll put it into perspective. Your family goes out to eat steak. All that steak comes from a cow.
I already know that.
This cow was raised in a feedlot, living under unsanitary conditions, like being knee-deep in manure. Cow poop.
Ew.
That's not all. Lots of times manure is still on the hides of animals after they have been shipped out and consumed. Because of consumers' high demand, lots of meat factories want to produce results quickly and don't pay attention to the quality of their work. The manure can contain harmful diseases such as E. coli, which people can contract by eating these foods. In the U.S., there are about 265,000 cases of sickness and about 100 deaths from E. coli every year. About 3 million people are sick annually from contaminated beef and poultry. Runoff from farms contaminates water sources and other farms growing different types of foods. Now E. coli has spread super far and can't be easily contained. The right thing to do is to recall the product if it contains harmful diseases. But some companies wait or decide to just wash it with chemicals like bleach. Now what have you learned so far?
Feedlots are abusive and unethical towards farm animals, keeping too many living things in one contained area. By cutting corners, corporations create dirty environments that they are growing their soon-to-be food in. An example of this is cows being surrounded by manure and E. coli being spread through beef and any other products that run off from the farm may have reached. Contaminated products aren't usually recalled because of producers' fear of losing money and puts more people in danger.
You've got it. That lovely picture of natural and sunny farms that you always see on packaging when you're walking the aisles of your local grocery store is false. It forces customers to forget where their food actually comes from and sustains support for feedlots.
Well, if it's such a big deal, how many people are affected?
The whole world is affected. The impact is stronger in areas with more feedlots. In fact, they affect the economy, politics, and the environment too. Cheap prices of products produced by feedlots keep consumers stuck supporting these corporations. Many meat production corporations have close ties to people with political power, keeping their harmful practices running instead of being shut down. When people try to talk about the consequences of large corporations, they can be sued. Manure-carrying diseases runs off into water sources, hurting the natural environment and the ecosystems that have been built.
Then why do they even use feedlots in the first place?
Well, using feedlots is cheaper and takes up less space. This means that more food can be produced and less people will be hungry. By being contained, animals gain weight quicker and are easier to slaughter. This makes the whole process go by faster and can make customers happier by fulfilling their growing demand.
So it's a good thing.
Don't forget what we've talked about. It's cruel to the animals to keep them in cramped and dirty spaces. Using animals and modifying them purely for human and economic gain is morally wrong. Animals are knee-deep in manure because of the neglect that they face. This manure is full of harmful diseases, which enter the hides of the slaughtered animals and are consumed by people, transferring the diseases to them too. Runoff from fertilizer carries these diseases to other products like spinach, making those products dangerous to eat too. Since corporations are so scared to lose money, they wait to recall their products and decide to just wash them instead. When people do die from these harmful diseases, they're forced to stay quiet about it because of the political power that the agribusinesses have over them.
If all this is going on, why hasn't it been brought to our attention or solved earlier? What could the world possibly be doing?
Some measures have been taken, like the USDA's Meat Inspection Arm, Food Safety and Inspection Services, FSIS, routinely samples beef for E. coli. But it's hard to shut out feedlots and the actions of meat production corporations because it's the easiest and cheapest way to keep people fed. That being said, if we reduce the high demand for beef, feedlots will lose power and America's obesity problem will start to improve. Since meat production corporations have a lot of political power, every idea we have to make the world better, they'll quickly shut down. When a couple of people oppose them, those people are sure to lose. But when the majority of customers are demanding something, the agribusinesses have to comply or they will go out of business. We are stronger together. Do not stand for abuse.
I know. I'm gonna stop eating meat.
Honey, we've got steaks for dinner.
Okay, coming.
Let me tell you a story. Silver cows. No, they go. Let me tell you a story about a cow in a feedlot, covered in chemicals like bleach and manure. That's not a miracle. It still hurts them. Cow poop, E. coli, knee deep. Stomach rotting, got open, slaughtered, agribusinesses.